Welcome back to the channel. This is day 3 of the 100 horror films in 31 days, and I only got in 3 films yesterday. Actually, I watched 4, so I've got a story behind that. But I'm only going to give myself credit for 3. First up was the subset selection of the day, which was VHS Halloween 2025, and this just came out on Shudder. You can check. That's where I watched it, was Shudder. It's a found footage. I mean, it's like all the other VHS movies. It's a shaky cam found footage anthology. I don't have anything good to say about this. I really thought I thought found footage would kind of run its course, but then you get this thing trotted out. I don't really have anything positive to say about it. It was a mess. I mean, from the acting to the story to the overall direction, it was incoherent. I mean, they're only like the stories are only like 15, 20 minutes each, but they were basically just terrible lighting, the incoherent stories, bad acting, shaky cam. The whole shaky cam thing is such a gimmick now. I mean, and it's to me, it's like kind of like it's like anything else that's over abused. For example, red herrings are a great idea, particularly when you've got a slasher or a giallo, but not if every character is a red herring. And this is the case here. I mean, does the camera have to shake all the time? I mean, it just loses its impact if it's shaking all the time, literally all the time. I don't have anything good to say about it. 1 out of 10. I'm just going to move on. Next up, You Might Be the Killer, 2018. And I really enjoyed this slasher comedy. It's directed by Brett Simmons, who did Animal and he did Husk. And I really like this film. It's not, and I've said this before, when it comes to horror comedies, that is very, very tough. That's probably the toughest subgenre to do well, I think, and be successful. Comedy's tough in general. I think comedy is probably the toughest genre to pull off, because comedy is such a personal thing, and it tends to not be for the masses. You've got certain comedians, like I like Ricky Gervais. Probably not a lot of people do. I mean, but the popularity of comedians can be very, very selective, and the same goes with any kind of horror comedy. This one is well, it really is a Friday the 13th spoof. You've got a group of counselors that are at a summer camp, obviously, and you've got this one guy that ends up. The whole story is being told retrospectively as he's on the phone with one of his friends. Uh, and it turns out, well, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna spoil it, but basically, he tells the story in these little snippets. Um, the kills are good, and the comedy, I thought, was, for some people are probably going to watch this and feel like the comedy didn't work. It's not hot. It's not like, belly laugh comedy. It's more like snicker, internalization type funny. It's just they didn't try to hit you over the head with the comedy. It was very lighthearted in its approach from a comedy perspective. I thought it was really, really good. I liked the kills in it. I thought the comedy was uh, was done well, and it worked. If you like British humor, you'll probably enjoy this. It's much more of a dialogue-y kind of quippy catchphrase type comedy. I thought everybody in the cast was good. I liked all the characters were likable, which is hard to find. It seems like in today's, particularly Hollywood movies, because their focus is on uh, trotting out social commentary and casting in terms of social commentary. But thankfully, these guys they cast people that were good actors and gave them good, sensible dialogue. Yeah, I got no complaints about this one. I gave it a 7 out of 10. Next up is Alien 2 on Earth from 1980. Now, this is an Italian ripoff, of course, trying to take advantage of the success of Alien. And this is purporting to be a sequel to the original Alien film. And it's directed by Biagio Prioletti and Ciro Ippolito. And these guys really didn't do much. Ciro did a little bit, but neither one of them. This is their only horror film that I'm aware of, and it's not good. And so this is. I'll get into a Bruno Mattei discussion now. There's not good. That's incredibly entertaining. That's where I would put Bruno Mattei films. And this is kind of a Bruno Mattei wannabe, but they just don't pull it off. First of all, the pacing is terrible. Nothing really happens for the first. There's a lot of filler in it. The first 40 minutes was just a lot of filler, and scenes and sequences that didn't propel the story along. This is about a group of cave explorers that are confronted by a mysterious living Brock, obviously trying to replicate the egg from Alien. And you do the only real ripoff, if you will, of Alien in this case was, of course, the title, but also they've got the face huggers, but it's not the face huggers like from the Alien movie. This is more like just a mass of flesh. Or a little ball that flies into the person's face, and then when they turn around, they look like a pizza. Their face looks like a pizza pie. It's just really cheap looking, ultra low budget, flatly acted. Michael Savoy is in this. He's got a cameo, like really essentially a cameo role in this. Yeah, I mean it doesn't really bear any semblance to the Alien franchise. It's just a rip off in title only. I gave it a 5 out of 10. It's not a bad watch. I wish it had more of an entertainment value than it did for the budget and the premise. And finally, I watched, but I'm not counting it, The Devil Lives Here. And I watched the wrong movie. That's the first. That's the first time that's ever happened. There's two films called The Devil Lives Here. One of them is a home invasion film, which is the one I watched, which besides the fact that it was a home invasion and he kind of tortures the couple in the house, it's not really a horror movie. I mean, it's the messaging is much more of an issue, a dramatical issue with the couple that he breaks into their house is having marital issues, and so it kind of focuses on the resolution of that. It's kind of a bizarre love story in a way. I started it and didn't realize that I'd gotten the wrong film. So tomorrow, which is today, I am going to watch The Devil Lives Here, which is more of a horror film. That's more of a Spanish ripoff of Evil Dead, which I'll talk about in more detail tomorrow. So, yeah, those are the films I watched today. And if you've seen any of those films or have any thoughts, feel free to leave some comments below. And I appreciate you watching.